Hey everybody, it's Bus, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're taking on the 2-star quest, the Titan of the Depths, doing battle against Nautilus, and we'll be doing so with our 1-star Aatrox. And so, to get you familiar with our Aatrox, the 1-star power is when an equipped ally strikes, you reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 1. The entirety of our deck is really tied in to this idea to where we have a lot of cheap units and a lot of equipment, and that is what lets us play Aatrox in the World Ender at a reasonable clip during the game. And so we look to come down early and often with the cheap units, get in the strikes with those equipment. In terms of the relic, I have switched to using the Stalker's Blade. When I'm summoned, I strike the strongest enemy. It's just at a place now. We tried the when I level up my when I level up spell cost 0 or something, and it just wasn't very impressive. We'll just take the natural strikes here with the Stalker's Blade. So that's our deck. Let's go ahead, jump on into battle. Where'd you go, Nautilus? Here we are. I'm ready now. Got a cat just meowing like crazy. Here she is. She can say what up while the map loads. She says, "Hey, internet." I don't want to be up here that much. I don't want to be on camera that bad. It's all right. I feel you. So let's see, what are we going to do here? The Feral Senses is always okay. Create a Feral Prescience in hand at the beginning of the turn. It just doesn't really add anything to our deck, and so we can let that one go. I do like Quick Draw. Cards you draw this round cost 1 less. It does give us a little bit of opportunity to, on the first turn, play both a unit and an equipment, or get an equipment down a little bit faster depending on the order that we draw things, and it lets us activate our Aatrox a little bit quicker. And so that's the draw that we're going to be taking today. Let's jump on in. Heading up against the beasts below, the foes, sea monsters, have fearsome. Very scary. Very fearsome. So let's see, what do we got? A little bit of everything here, right? We got our cheap units and we got an equipment. That's all we can really ask for. We'll see if we draw into something naturally on the first turn and let us get a little bit more going. Nope. That's okay. Lots of really powerful friends out here. I'm gonna gain all this health right back. Look at that. 5/4 fearsome lifesteal. You got all the keywords, bro. All the keywords. It's like getting Pantheon on board. All right, Bakai costs 0 now. Whatever we draw next turn is going to be free, so it's a little worth noting what we put on top. Getting that equipment for free feels like a pretty good deal. He's bringing it. This is probably not a suggested course of action, but we'll get in front of his dudes. What do we got? A free Elkin to go along with it. Cool. Not quite able to lethal in this round, but we're close. We could probably try now. No, we're going to be just a little bit short. I was like, well, we can Violent Discord the unit, and then if he plays a sea monster, we can try and hit it with the Furious Wielder. Oh, it just doesn't block. Easy peasy. You don't even have to worry about it. Your opponent is not going to block. Thanks. So what do we got? Anything useful? Not really. Again, I'm looking for units that cost like 1 mana, or we're looking for more equipment, and none of these fit the bill. Let's take a reroll here in the early game. Again, another set of pretty bad cards. I'll take one more reroll and just be stuck with whatever it is. I guess the time and dedications can be useful. We're trying to play equipment and stuff. I don't sound very convincing, and I don't feel very convinced, but you know, that's what we're working with. In terms of these, again, another pretty bad set of units. I'm leaning towards the Chronomancer Zillion because the predicts are still good, and then we can look to just cut Kahiri out of our deck. Otherwise, like, we're not going to play a bunch of combat tricks in our deck. Tarek's just going to be an expensive unit, and I don't really want Swain, and so I guess we could take our last reroll. I just worry we're going to come across a problem here at the end to where we have to add some real garbage to our deck. So with these, the Draven set is okay. Action is serviceable. He's very cheap and a powerful champion, but I just want to have this one drop, and I like having Whirling Death as well. It's a nice interactive spell, ties in with some of our strike abilities, and so that should be good. So looking at these, we have an item chest or a gold chest. I'm not really looking to add stuff to our deck, but you can always pass on the item chest if it's what it comes down to. So let's go up to the Stalking Wolf, and so at round start, you give the player's weakest ally vulnerable. Gonna give our little rabbits vulnerable. Not very nice. So let's see. Let's hang on to one staff, one elkin, and then see if we don't naturally draw something to where we can get everything into play on the first turn. Nope. That's okay. That's okay. We've had bigger problems before. See, that's what we're kind of shooting for, is picking up a card and then just having it down for 0. Alright, so let's forge them. Get some more dudes on board. Everybody we get on board should be able to kill the Stalking Wolf, so feel fairly safe there.
No one's the wiser.
Another Stalking Wolf. Alright, well, here comes the squad. Not super ideal, but we'll wear him down. I guess we could have killed the Stalking Wolf to begin with, but would have left us a little rabbit to hang out with. Nice little rabbit friend, you know? See if he wants to come and battle our very strong units, very withstanding of his tough stuff. Why did this get... I thought we played this guy... Oh, he's already got Challenger. Okay. He's just putting Vulnerable on our units. I'm understanding now. So we'll want to Whirling Death off of this Elkin. If he comes in and has another Flash Freeze, then I still want to kill his Ice Veil Archer. So if he Flash Froze in front of the Omen Hawk, he wouldn't kill the unit anyways, but now we're a little bit safer in what we're doing. Draven. He's got Challenger too. I didn't even notice that. It's quite powerful. Getting those quick attack challenges in the early game. Ew. It's a nasty Stalking Wolf. He's got, or Rhymefang Wolf. He's got all the stats today. Alright, so now we're getting to the point where it'd be like kind of nice to have one of our early game units just die. You know, I would like to get the I would like to get just the Darken on board. So if he can come in and we can kill off our favorite Artisan or one of these smaller plays just to get the Darken cards back in our hand, it's going to be pretty valuable. I forget how much this one costs, like $1 million? 8? Pretty close to $1 million. Alright, well, we're gonna end up losing our units this round anyways, so I guess we can just... Oh, I forgot. It's like I forgot about Aatrox just being a thing, right? We'll still put him on top of our deck. It should shuffle after we add the Darken Staff. This has to... I haven't kept track of where we are in terms of getting our Aatrox on board, but this should probably draw him, right? Get that nice strike in, and here comes the squad. And just discard our World Ender to get the KO. Why not? That's what it's there for, right? Playing discard Draven today, discarding the World Enders to to get those damages in. I like it. Okay, got the takedown. Let's see what turns up now. We got hopefully we don't get stuck with too much garbage, right? I'm going to pick up the Demacian Steel. It's arguably not as strong as the Blooming Cultist. Like adding the additional Blooming Cultist is okay, but you can see what we're trying to do on the first turn of the game, right? We want to have a natural draw into a one-cost card, and getting the Demacian Steel in the early game could be reasonably useful here. Wonderful +1/+1 on the Darkened Staff. Into the shop. What do we got? The power. When you summon an ally, give it 1/1's not that great. There is a equipment in the Darkened Bloodletters. I think that's what we're going to want to take. Just get another one-cost equipment in our deck. It's got the wraps on it, which is quite good. Could look to the Serpent as well. Why not? You know, let's go all in on getting that cheap unit on board on the first turn of the game. Now, looking forward, we have either the Slaughter Docks, that does something with deep units, an Epic Champion item chest that we're going to head towards, and then a Spells chest at the bottom. And so, let's make our way to this Epic chest. So, at the round start, you create a treasure trove in all players' decks, and then all players toss one. This battle, I forgot about this one being around. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So, see, that's what we're kind of talking about with these starts, right? We can get the Serpent down on the first turn. We have the Darkened Staff. If we pick up another one-cost card now, we can just get tons of stuff on board on the first turn. It's pretty good. Aatrox will give us all the late game that we need. All right, Serpent on board. Dang, you're not supposed to play units that'll kill our units. But this is fine. We'll at least have an extra unit on board at the end of combat. We can re-equip it. Get everything going. Almost got our Aatrox, right? We've got our 2 equipments on the board so far. Alright, we toss a Whirling Death, pick up a Furious Wielder. Eh. There's our Aatrox, at least. I think we want to swap this back. I want to have the mana generation on our unit. We just put the Darkened Bloodletters on it to draw our Aatrox, get him cheapened up in cost as we get some of these strikes going. Oh, we tossed a treasure trove, though. The downside with treasure trove is we're going to miss out on one of our free cards, but it's probably too good to pass up on. Can you really complain about playing 4 free cards? Probably not. So we got Fan Club President, all the card generation, everything that a Seraphine would love to see. But we need to get our bro up to 4. Now we can strike it so it doesn't die. That sounds good to me. Give an enemy vulnerable. If it dies, deal a damage. Okay. 2-cost card. What's that? Top ally 2/2. Okay, we're never going to be enlightened. Fan Club President coming in. These aren't very exciting. We'll just pick the Moonlit Affliction. I think that'll put us in a spot to where we can get a just get a lethal next turn. Right, if opponent has a blocker on board, we can just Moonlit Affliction all the blockers and attack through unimpeded. They should probably just have the mana to play like one expensive card here. All right, the toss on Jal Hunters. Man, I don't miss playing this adventure. There was a weekly quest to where the boss bonus, whatever that thing is called, was this. It was this battle. And it took literal forever to do because you had to wait on that toss every turn. You had to watch that animation over and over again. It wasn't the worst of events. I mean, I had fun with it, but it definitely took forever to finish. Ooh, we tossed another treasure trove. RN Jesus laying his blessing upon us today. Alright, just to salvage. This one should be done. GG, Shipwreck Hoarder. All right, let's see if we get a sweet item for our Aatrox. All right, so what do we got? Additional equipment and the Darkened Lodestone, a Phage Darkened Lodestone at that. Sounds good to me. We're good on equipment at this point. We have a ton of them, and so we don't necessarily need to pick up any more. Here, we got an additional strike onto Aatrox. I don't usually like the mana deposit with Aatrox. It just like he's usually like the last card in our hand. We don't get to take advantage of the mana bonus. Like I guess you could try and play Aatrox and then immediately play the World Ender, but it's like if you play Aatrox and the World Ender costs like 11, then you're not going to be able to pull that off. And so the strike is always good. Getting this double strike with Aatrox as soon as he comes on the board is going to be very tough for opponents to deal with. So we don't need to heal. We'll just cut something expensive. No expensives here. I was thinking we picked up like that Zillion pile. But let's cut the Violent Discord out. It doesn't kill anything. And on to Sejuani. And so when the foe summons a unit, you grant it +1/+1. We can manage that. We got all the equipments given out like +3/+3s. So with this, let's hang on to a 1. We'll try to mulligan into an equipment, and then we'll be balanced in terms of whatever we draw on the first turn. Oh, have to wait until next turn to get the equipment down. Just take this hit. Okay, so we can get a free Darkened Bloodletters next turn. That's perfect. Perfect. We got a Darkened Lodestone for a ton of stats, and then the free Bloodletters. Let's do this. Let's put the Bloodletters on our 2/4. Just kind of spread the stats out a little bit. Give +3/+3 to our Elkin, or our Bakai. Now they both have a mountain of stats that should be pretty tough to block. Okay, cruising right along. Sejuani, you gotta add something fast. Can we just play this? Sure, all costs 4. That's too bad. Sad day. What up, Aatrox? All right, unfortunately can't get him on the board right away, and then we're not going to have anything big enough to just naturally take down the Spirit Walker. We're not going to have any 8 attack units, but we should still be safe. Yes, we could technically Whirling Death off the Lifesteal unit, but we don't need it. We're okay. See, this is why I didn't want the mana deposit. We would play it. We would only be getting 2 mana off of it anyways. And then we get turns like this where we just nuke his whole board. So, sounds good to me. She's not careful. He's going to get World Ended next turn. See what happens. 50-50 on the World Ender. There it is. There it goes. We do have the Darkened Lodestone if we want it. It's better than the Aegis. Maybe? I don't know. Like, I guess the game's done if we're going to be real. But I guess if you're, like, wanting to counterspell a Harsh Winds or something, then maybe keeping the Challenger unit on board is better. But, well, I guess double spell shields off of the Harazi is actually going to be better. I do get boomed. Sure. $46 coming at you, Sejuani. Everybody's got the spell shield. That's the way it's meant to be done. Easy game. GG. Oblivion. So what are we doing here? We got Aatrox. I think the Ancient Coin's probably okay. He has enough stats to where the Colossal Hammer isn't really necessary, and so let's try to get him down a turn earlier. Moving on. Do you get to shorten up the battle if you go to the Poros? Like, the Poro battle is one of the most challenging ones in the game. There's just a good chance that they just, like, LOL win. So we'll probably skip over that and go down towards the Abyssal Eye. But let's pick up our power before we have to make that decision. No, Trifarian Might works fantastically with our Aatrox. If you saw our previous Aatrox video, we had Trifarian Might, Aatrox with this strike equipment, and then he also had Shadow Totem to summon an additional copy. He just comes down and strikes 4 of your opponent's units. We'll be close to that here. We'll be close with the Trifarian Might, but it makes me want to consider going up against the Poros now. What else do we have down here? Smooth Soloist, that lets you buy a power. If we're just going to be getting a power, we could go to the Smooth Soloist. All right. You know what? Let's do it for the excitement. Let's see how we do up against the Poros. So when one of the foe's Poro dies, the foe creates a copy of it in their deck and gets copies of it everywhere +1. And so if your opponent's Daring Poro dies, they shuffle a Daring Poro into their deck, and then their Daring Poros get +1/+1. It's not bonuses to all of their units. All right, so we do have a decent start here with the Serpent Darkened Staff, and I think the Lodestone is probably good enough to just keep. So I'll hang on to it. Maybe at this point we should just hang on to units because we already have so many good equipment. Right, you run into hands like this to where... Oh, this is going to be bad, isn't it? Ooh, that was quite lucky. I mean, we're still just going to lose our unit, right? Ew, this is nasty. I'm a little worried about this now. I didn't realize we were just going to die to the Affectionate Poro. All right, we need a dude real bad. This could go sour real quick. That's not a dude. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, maybe this turn. Maybe this turn we'll draw one. All right, Keeper of the Box. That's a good recovery unit. So I'm going to let the opponent go ahead and attack. We can take this 15, whatever amount of damage this is, and then follow up with the Keeper of the Box. We can't risk losing this guy to his challengers, and it's going to come in and just heal an absurd amount of health. So I feel reasonably okay with this. And now the Serpent. Cool. All right, I think we've recovered. We want to give the challengers the bonus. Is that too scary? That might be too scary. Let's just clean up one of these bad Poros. He can block our Keeper of the Box with the Poro Sled. Is that too scary? No, we're going to get +1/+1, right? Or, yeah, okay. Actually, +2/+2. One from the equipment and one from the Serpent. Alright, I feel a lot better now. Now we can just slam down Aatrox. He'll kill a handful of units. And we'll be good to go. Man, did we have him? We couldn't have played him before combat, right? Alright, though. I think we're good now. That was scary for a moment. You must admit that had a touch of fright to it. All right, he's making some attacks I don't care about. Now we're good. Now we're good. Only taking 2 damage. Our World Ender is going to be ready to pop off. I ain't scared no more. 1 mana World Ender. That's a little absurd. Not big absurd, just a little absurd. That's right, you emotin. Cool. So let's see, can we add Harazis? You only cost 2. Oh, I forgot we had the Trifarian Might just coming down and striking all their dudes as it is. It's a nice combo with our
No one's the wiser.
with our Darkens. All right, that's gonna do it. Oh, we probably won't lethal this turn, but we're only doing 45 into 40. But he's out of cards, and we have this monster board. We just gotta cruise along another click. Max health and everything looks good. Look at all these Darken, man. Not a bad day at the office. All right, Poro Snacks isn't quite enough. Oh, dude, where did this guy come from? Just rando 8/8 coming out of nowhere. Okay, okay, that's nasty. I think we should be done now, though. All right, 45 into 10. Did we do it this time? We did. Good job, fam. All right, that was scary. That was scary. But that's one of the risks that you run into with this deck, is you'll have those hands to where you have a bunch of equipment and no units. We thankfully drew out of it fairly quickly, but you know, equipment don't do anything if you don't have any dudes on the board. All right, Demacian still with Regenerate seems fine, though. We don't need more equipment. I could see an argument for picking up Exhaust there, but I think it's okay. Now here, we'll just take Disarmed. Created cards cost 1 less is fine, but we haven't really built our deck around it. I don't think we have any created cards running around in our hands. Here for the power, weakest enemy gets vulnerable, fine. Don't need more equipment. We can add a bonus to our Aegeus, fine. Like, I have such a hard time passing on those. Maybe, though, when we get to cut a card, we just take one out. Now, Dreg Dredgers, I don't remember what it does. It probably has to do with tossing stuff. I'm not worried about that. We'll head up to the... Well, we don't have any mana. All right, we'll go to the Dreg Dredgers. And so, on to the Jaw Hunters. When the foe summons a unit, if they aren't deep, they toss 2. Otherwise, they reduce the cost of their sea monsters in hand by 1. Pretty powerful sea monster ability. What do we got here? A couple zeros. We'll hang on to both. Dark and Aegeus should be good pretty quick. See if we can't get us a turn 1 equipment. Nope. This technically works, right? We're going to have a 2/2. That's going to shrink again later, but we get in our point of damage. All right, that's all you can ask for, right? All right, here comes the good dudes. Here comes the big squad.
I will tell you of Orn.
Still worry a little bit. You see this stuff happen and you see, oh god, he's going to do a sea monster. But I think we're safe. I think we're safe. Right, so we get to kill his board. Get a little bit of damage in. I like it. One more equipment will get us an Aatrox. Good stuff in that sense. He's gonna help us out, isn't he? He's gonna give us the tools we need to get Aatrox on board. Oh no, when you obliterate, that's lame. When you obliterate the equipment goes along with it. Lame. What a lame-o you are, Jull Hunters. Seems like somebody that doesn't like to have fun. Well, there's our Aatrox anyways. I always see these spots and wonder if we could just pass and get opponent to play a unit and then strike it down. Like, the chances have to be pretty high that the opponent just falls for it. All right, I couldn't remember if we had any if we had any more supports outside of our serpent, so we could try and take down the beast below. So I put forth that fairly weird attack, but we didn't. All right, we should be doing some world into next turn, and then the game should be done when we come back to our next attack token. Was he vulnerable? We could have just killed the beast below. Bring that oblivion, Aatrox. So not the biggest one of the world, right? We only had the couple of units in there, but we should be pretty safe after this turn. He's gonna be able to Deathbringer sweep a bunch of stuff. Opponents out here making weird attacks. So I think we'll be okay. Taking 8 with this. Like, we can block with Giral. That gives us an equipment back, right? He has the Targon's Brace attached to him. Or is Targon's Brace something else? Alright, we got an Aegeus. Well, we'll make this play, right? We can hopefully get a lethal like this. If he's got card draw, it gives it, or if he's got heal, it gives him a chance to get out of this. But it should be a 12 damage strike if he doesn't have anything else. And at the end of the day, if he does have a heal, then we can probably just strike down his whole team. All right, we got him. Good job, us. Make our way into that Nautilus battle. What do we got? When I'm summoned, double my health and power. I'm not certain how all of these abilities, how all of these abilities stack in the order that they go in, but I think that one's got to be safe. Don't need any of this stuff. I was reading Dust Up Diplomacy. This is one that can be quite good. It's just not going to do anything, A, with our deck, and then B, well, I guess it does summon a 1-cost follower. What is he making me pay? Health? We're spending health to pick these up? Looks like it. Alright, we'll just leave. Alright, on to the healer. Let's cut a card. Just worried about our units at this point. I'm not opposed to just cutting out an equipment. They're all pretty good, though. We're just going to have to decide on equipment, I think. We have the Bloodletters and the Staff. Maybe we just get rid of the Demacian Steels. Like, it is, like, a pretty good one. And then it gives us a +1/+1, and we have those early game Challenger units, but that cut, like, 4 copies of it out of our deck, and we just have way too many equipment right now. And so, on to Nautilus. When any unit dies, you heal the foe's Nexus 1, and then the foe tosses 1 if they aren't deep. Let's get ready for battle. Okay, so scary start. We need dudes, so we'll get rid of everything. I guess you could hang on to the Blooming Cultist or something, but we're looking for the cheaper dudes. There we go. Much better, much better. Right off with the Lodestone. All right, ready for battles now.
Give me the stuff. Stuff makes happy.
It's a good use of the manas. He shouldn't be able to kill anything here. And then can just do one of these. Protect our units, get the 2 strikes in. Aatrox probably coming down next turn. Let us get that World Ender super fast. All right, you gonna attack us, bro? I wanna get me some Aatrox cheapens. Let's see. Let's just pass it and see what he does. He does attack. Who you hitting? Not Aatrox? All right, that's okay.
Pledge to the dark within.
Not a bad board. I think we can all agree on that. Very odd attacks from the opponent, but nothing to worry about. We got too many strike abilities, man. It's not as exciting having like the 3 strikes when your opponent only has 1 unit on the board. Like, you can do better, guy. You can do better.
Voice from within.
Oh, need to boost somebody. All right, and then this one should be done, you know. In a commanding lead here with our 1818 Aatrox. Got the Darkened Lodestones ready to come on board. And we'll end the world as soon as possible. Sunk cost onto Aatrox? What a lame-o, dude. I guess we can come in for some bigger shenanigans next turn, but
In the ringing of
that's kind of lame. It's like he's not going to have any units on the board. I want to get our strikes in, but we can't necessarily do it. What a boring end. Fine. You know? Fine. If you're going to be like that, Nautilus, you're going to be like that, I guess. But not a bad set of battles. Not a bad set of battles. We had a pretty easy run through the sea monsters here. And that strike ability with Aatrox is quite nice. And so I am looking to, in the future, once we can get double relic, we'll get a lot of more high-powered stuff for our Aatrox. But I think right now in this space to where we only get the access to the 1 rare, that the strike when he comes into play is probably just the way to go. It's like whenever you play these somewhat expensive champions, they kind of need to do something right away. And getting the strike with the Stalker's Blade's quite good, and then it just ties in with everything we're doing anyways. It makes a card in hand cost 1 less because we got a Darkened Strike. We get the bonus attack because Aatrox struck something, and it just ties in very nicely with everything we're doing. But nonetheless, good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. And so I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.